and welcome back to Purbeck Valley. We're just filling up the milk because we have more than 8,000 litres. We're also in a position where we're £2,210 in the red, so we need to clear that this morning as quickly as possible. That shouldn't be a problem because we have this milk to sell, so we're okay there. We also have, well, actually I don't know if we have silage to sell today. We'll check that when we come and put this trailer back, but we want to get the second field cultivated today so that we can get these stones up. We've got our first field 32 there. That is all cultivated last time, so we'll run the stone picker over that today, and then we will hopefully run the stone picker over the second field once that's all done. So let's get into here and get this done. I'm actually going to run back to the farm quickly, grab the other tractor and get that going as soon as we've sold this milk, because I don't want to waste a moment getting that working. So the milk is sold for 10,038, and we've actually got an environmental score penalty. So we've got a little bit of a problem at the moment. Our environmental score is below 50%, and we really need to get that increased. That is not great to be losing money with every sale at the moment. So we'll get this tractor around and get this set up and going. Field 20 should take it a good chunk of the day. And normally I wouldn't want to do this, but we've got all these stones, and these stones are causing us issues as well. So we'll bring this to here. We will set up a new course. Same setup as last time. Actually, I'm going to go 4 headlands because this isn't very wide. And let's generate that course. And there we go. So, yeah, starting in that bottom corner as we normally do and working its way up. And it should finish about here. And 7,510 in the bank should give us enough to get this done. So, first waypoint, and away that goes. Yep. And then we can go and do something about getting a stone picker. So with that all set up, we'll head down to the shop with the Vulture here. And we've got 210 horsepower on this Vulture to play with. Let's see what's actually here. We can... Well, there's nothing in here. And actually, I don't want to buy a stone picker. There was one in there last month, and I actually avoided picking that up. Now, the price of this, the ALHO, which has a 2-meter width on it, that would be how much to lease? 2,652. Under normal circumstances, I would be happy to pay that. But I'm going to go with, oh, it's 5.5 meters, sorry. This, which is 2.4 meters, it is not that much cheaper, actually. Leasing that is going to cost us 2,000. No, actually, we are going to go with this. Requires 120 horsepower. Will be a slightly more expensive to lease, but to be honest, I'm happy to pay the extra 500 to get something that is twice the width. So let's lease that, yes. And oh, that only leaves us with 4,800. We are still cutting it really close to the bone here. I'm not overly happy about the money situation we have at the moment. We've managed to get the solar panels in. I don't know if they're generating enough each month to offset the cost of our leasing. They might be, they might not be. We'll have to see how it goes. This is our first full month, and of course it's winter as well, so there's less daylight. They are going to be generating less power over these months, over these winter months, especially if we have a big dump of snow. So we'll have to see how things go. At the moment, though, they're causing me a little bit of trouble. Right, I think we'll do the headlands first, and then we'll come back round and get the edges done, get the main body done. So start you up, drop you down, and that should get us going very nicely. Oh, and we'll even be able to set up GPS along this back edge. These stones are actually the result of last year's seeding, where we had the subsoiler ahead of our seeder. So they're part of all of that big problem that we had. Thankfully, it's not going to be too hard to pick them all up, although we are nearly 20% full off just the first headland, which is quite amazing to me. I'm surprised that there are that many medium stones here as to be able to fill this up that much. I mean, it's only 400 odd stones, but it's still quite a fair amount of medium stones on here. So we'll get this loaded up, get this finished, and then we can move on to the second one. I don't know where stones go, and I don't think we're going to make a massive amount off this anyway. We will go and find out where we can sell these off once we get to the point where we're full. That might take this whole field, though. Headland's done, and we are 44% full. Okay, so we might get a full pickup before the end of this field. We'll see how we go. Now, I did set the GPS up, so let's see where this lands me. And not too bad. I think we're good for a first pass. Get that turned off. Yeah, actually, that's really nice for a first pass. That's going to even things up really well. And we can now head down the field and get all of this done. I'm very tempted to do alternate rows as we do this, because that will make our turn a lot easier. And so like that, and we'll end up back down this end of the field if we do that. And that will also help to mitigate the fact that we've got two very different halves of the field to do here. I'm not sure doing alternate rows does actually make anything any easier here. We're still gonna have to deal with two rows there. That's gonna make me run down to the other end of the field. And this one here, I've needed to go a little bit further just to make sure that we get everything in between. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure this does make anything easier. It makes the turns easier at least. So I'm happy with that. We are up to 71% full, and we've just got this little patch to do up the top here before we start filling in these gaps and getting ourselves back down the other end of the field. We might still fit all of this field in here, to be honest. It's very possible. Last stripe, and we can start heading back up the field. 81% full in total. So not bad off the entire field. I think we've probably got about 2/3 of the field done. So still a possibility that this might not fit. But at the moment, this is going really well. And to have this done by 20 to 12, that's good. Bodes well for us being able to get the second field done today as well. Only thing that kind of worries me about it is whether the other tractor will have finished by the time we finish this field. Found another row that I was able to sort of jump across the middle of up there. We're now doing the bottom row along this bit of the field here, and this is working out really well. We'll do a long run back, and then we'll finish off the last couple of bits of the field. We are at 93%, so we still have space. It all really depends on how much more there is down here. And in fact, I need to disengage the GPS here because we need to run a little bit further down the field. There's a bigger gap here, and I need to make sure that I get all the stones in at this point in the field. And I think I have. Yeah, I think we're good. Here is a little bit difficult. I'm going to have to maneuver myself into position before I start. There are stones everywhere that need collecting straight off the end. Set up GPS again, drop down, and there we go. We've grabbed everything. Not quite. Look at that. There's a patch there, and there's a small clump of stone sitting in it. So let's just grab those. Gotta be careful of that. Those turning areas, if you get a clump of stones in them, then they're gonna remain there. There we go. That is a full picker. Not quite made it all the way to the end, unfortunately. So we'll go find out where to drop these. We've got 5 fairly short rows left to do. And then we will have this field picked. And yeah, it's 12:25. There's no selling point for stones, so we're going to have to go and dump them somewhere. That's slightly annoying. So yeah, I think in the cow yard, we should have some space to dump these somewhere. In fact, I think I've got the perfect place. We'll just stick them down the back here. They're out of the way. And if we do need to come and pick them up, we can. We can use the shovel down the side here. So just back this up. And then at least we don't have to go very far to drop them either. Dump them on the ground. And yeah, just a nice little pile down the back here. They'll be out of the way and no worry to anyone. And the last little bit of the field and we're done. Let's just check. Turn it off, fold it up. And we appear to be stone free, I think. Oh yeah, there's one. There's one patch down the far end there and a little patch right on the edge. Otherwise, that is all great. So we'll head over to the other field. The other tractor is about halfway through it, so we should be able to get to work on that and slowly catch it up. And that way we can work both tractors at the same time on here and get this done fairly quick. Yeah, looking at where that is on the mini-map, the other tractor is in about halfway through the field. So what I'm going to do is come along here and we will set GPS up. So unfold, line ourselves up along this edge here. And we'll just follow the other tractor across the field. Bring this back, turn it on, forwards. And then, yeah, set first. Oh, we're still lifted. Let's back this up again. Try that again. Right. Down. And this time, I'm actually happy to set up the first waypoint here. And away we go. Like so. And by the time we get to the end of this row, we should have enough distance in the waypoint for it to be set up properly. So set the second waypoint. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Perfect. So now we'll just continue across the field. We're not going to do alternate rows this time. We've got a little bit more time available to us here. And we should be able to catch up to the other tractor about the time it starts getting around the field. Snow has started falling, but shouldn't be a problem. It's still plus 6 degrees, so it's actually quite warm for snow at the moment. And our two tractors aren't going to sink in at all because snow doesn't tend to cause the ground to get too wet. So it's not too bad. We should be doing fairly well. We're 30% full with this. We are catching the other tractor up, and that was to be expected. I'm kind of hoping that either the other tractor has got to the headlands or we get full by the time we catch up. So we'll see what happens. We're running much shorter rows at the moment because we're doing this section of the field, which is much more of a wedge. So I am expecting us to catch the class up quite easily. However, it's gonna even out the further we get into this field. I do find myself wondering if this job is worth it. We only have medium stones on here. I don't know exactly how much damage they do to my equipment, but I just kind of wanted to get them off the field. However, we spent $2.5 grand on this stone picker to lease it for the day. We are spending a load of money on a hired worker to work a field with a piece of equipment that would be doing direct seeding otherwise. And yeah, I'm not exactly sure if it is really worth spending all this time and money to actually get this done, especially when we can't sell the stones on top of all this. So we're not even gonna get the meager amount that we'd normally get back for stones. This really is all to try and spare us some damage to our combine and to our seeder, which is a piece of equipment we're already using on here, the cultivator, the power harrow part of the seeder, to do this. So we are damaging our piece of equipment that we would be using on here anyway, in order to get these stones collected up. It does seem a little bit mad, and I am kind of questioning if this is even worth doing. Before I forget, there is actually something I want to buy in the shop today, and that is this SE bale fork. We're currently leasing our bale fork, I think. Yes, so we're leasing that, so I'm going to return that. Yes. Okay, and then we're going to buy this. We want front loader on it. I think we'll leave the colors as they are, so let's buy that. Yes, and that's a good purchase. Well, we were just about catching up with the class, and we've got a nice full stone picker, so that's going to be able to get a little bit ahead again, and we'll be able to go and drop these stones off in the meantime. It is 4:10, the sun is setting, and it's now a little bit of a race against time to get this field finished. We should do it today. I think we might have to work into the dark a little bit, but I am overall happy with our progress. We definitely should get this done today, and I think once we've got this done, there's not really any more jobs to do over the winter, so it'll be skipping straight forward to the spring and to March next time, and that way we can start getting whichever crop we're going to plant. And I'm still not sure what we're going to plant this spring. We can't plant the sunflowers with our current seeding setup, so that would require getting a different seeder. And we can't plant canola again because I want to have at least some semblance of crop rotation. So it's really a case of do we go with something like sorghum? Do we go for soybeans, even though they sell really late into the year, or do we go with something else? And I think we're gonna have to have a long, hard look at that and see exactly what is gonna best suit us on the farm. The snow is beginning to abate here. It should finish any moment. It's been a horrendous snowstorm this afternoon, really getting, well, not so much getting in the way, just making things darker. And of course, now that it's 5 o'clock, things are dark here again as well. We've got the lights on all the tractors. We are able to see what we're doing, thankfully. And hopefully once these snow clouds clear, we should get a little bit of the evening sun to finish this off. The class is heading around the edge. You can kind of see it faintly in the distance there, the light from its work lights. So that's on the headland. We will be on the headland shortly as well. As you can see, we've got only a little way to go, and we should get the whole field done after that. But with how dark it is getting, I think this might be a good place for us to finish it. We're just going to get this turned around. But yeah, we'll get this field knocked out, and this will all be ready for doing some seeding come March. For now, though, I'm going to leave this here. So all that remains is for me to say
thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.